Hey everybody, Jeppy here, and today we're going to take a look at the most secretive member of Team Rainbow's roster, Nokk. And honestly guys, this has been the hardest operator lore video I've had to make so far, mainly because Ubisoft hasn't given us very much information at all about Nokk. We don't know her age, her birthday, her height, weight, what city she's been born in. We have such a limited story, so we basically kind of have to assume things to fill in the gaps of the bigger picture, which is the story of Nokk. If any of you guys are new here, this is a video series I do where we go in depth on a certain operator. We go into their backstory before, during, and sometimes even after their recruitment of Team Rainbow. So if you like this series, consider subscribing with notifications so you don't miss your favorite operator's backstory being explored. So I did a ton of research, and honestly, I can't find anywhere what her birthday is or practically how old she is. It's that much of a secret. So the only way we get information of Nokk at all is because NATO released her files to Team Rainbow upon her recruitment, on one condition, that they were to never share any of the really personal information about her, just to keep her identity protected. So remember earlier how I said that a lot of Nokk's upbringings have to be, well, interpreted or assumed? Well, I can assume that Nokk was born into a family of royalty in Denmark, and I'm about to show you why I think that. You see, if you dive into her bio or you really do some research online, you could see that during her conversation with Harry on their the recruitment of Team Rainbow, by the way, Harry is the director of Team Rainbow, which we'll go more in depth later, we can start to see some of her past through the conversations with Harry. Nokk told Harry that it's pretty much her mother that raised her the entire time. There's like a fierce bond between the mom and Nokk, and they're really best friends. But here's one thing I didn't see coming. See, Nokk kind of really knew who her father was, but her father and her father's family had actually no idea who Nokk was until later into her childhood. So let me break this down for you. I believe that Nokk's mother was a mistress to Nokk's father. I believe that Nokk's mom was not the wife to the father, and it was to be kept a secret that they were having an affair. Now, I don't know if Nokk's mom was like a maid or worked for Nokk's dad or anything. Again, I mean, Ubisoft doesn't give us really any information, so a lot of is left for interpretation or assumptions. It says in her bio that when Nokk's dad found out that he had another daughter, he wanted to give Nokk a better life with living with him, not just with his mother. But Nokk wasn't really to be known by anybody, just to keep the scandal of the family hidden. So with all that being said, I think it's safe to say that Nokk is the daughter of an accidental pregnancy of a mistress for an affair with a man of royalty. And the reason why I think this might have occurred in Denmark is because Nokk's first training in the military was when she enlisted into the Army NCO school in Sonderborg, Denmark. Now, it's still a very real possibility that she could have moved from somewhere to Denmark to go to her training, but let's just assume that she grew up in Denmark and that's where she attended her first training. Now, before I get into the military training for Nokk, I want to say that she has to be the most decorated operator I have done an operator lore video on so far, and you're gonna see why. When we get further into this video, you're gonna see the vast majority of training she's gone through, and honestly, she's a badass. Now, like I said, she started off in the army at the NCO school in Sonderborg, Denmark. Then after that, enrolled into the Royal Danish Military Academy, where she graduated at the rank of first lieutenant. After that, she went to a total of 4 deployments into conflict zones. We got Operation Desert Snowplow, Operation Inherent Resolve, Operation Quiet Dusk, and Operation Burning Fury. So honestly, I just came up with this. I think I just came up with a pretty decent way to figure out how old Nokk might be at this time. So Operation Desert Snowplow was her first deployment, and it took place from 2003 to 2007. So if we say that Nokk joined the army at, let's say, 18, it's been a year to finish the army school and then another year to finish the Royal Danish Military Academy, then we can assume that Nokk would have been 20 years old when she finished those trainings. Now, given that Operation Desert Snowplow took place between 2003 and 2007, we can kind of assume that Nokk is 37 through probably 41, somewhere around that age. Now, during Operation Inherent Resolve, Nokk teamed up with the United States to try and destroy the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria. Now, the operation started in 2016. Now, with airstrikes and ground forces, the enemies were losing ground month after month. Now, remember earlier in the video how I said that Nokk was by far the most decorated operator I have done an operator lore video on yet? Let's just go over some of the many training certifications Nokk possesses. So after her 4 years of deployment, she went on to get her Jaeger Corpset Maroon Beret, signifying the pass of a 16-week training academy. Now, the academy taught her how to be the master of the arts of covert ops, combat search and rescue, direct action, special recon, Arctic warfare, and advanced breaching. Whoa, okay, that's already a lot. We're about to dive into like the second half of this whole thing. Not even all that, she also has all this training as well. She has parachute training, patrol course, survival, escape, evasion, tactical shooting training, infiltration or exfiltration methods, Hey-Ho and Halo training, FHK, which stands for Fromandskorpset training, something like that, ISTC, which stands for International Special Training Center. She had done a sniper course, she done high angle shooting, she's an urban sniper, a marine sniper. Dude, holy god, that took so long. So basically, Nokk is a super soldier that specializes in about every single method of militarized combat. She's sneaky like Cavi, can snipe like Glaz, or should I say Callie, has survival training like Nomad, and advanced breaching tactics like Sledge and Buck. Wow. Now that we got all that out of the way, I wanted to dive a little more into the conversation she had between Harry and Nokk during the interview process on joining Team Rainbow. Now, I forgot to mention earlier that NATO's O&P division are the ones that recommended Nokk for Team Rainbow, so that they recommended to Team Rainbow. Team Rainbow didn't actually go out to find her. They found Team Rainbow and kind of like pushed her to join. Now, in her bio, it states that Harry knows who Nook's father is and even sees the resemblance when Harry finally gets to see what Nook's face looks like. So either Nokk has a very masculine face, or Nook's father has a very feminine face, something like that. The conversation dives back on how Nook's mom and father were basically having an affair, and how Nokk is just so loyal and just loves her mother so much that they're pretty much best friends. It even says how Nokk forgives her father and even stays loyal to the queen and country. Now, the thing that worries Nokk the most is the thought of her losing her identity. See, the whole reason why Nokk is as successful and lethal as she is she can go completely undercover, mask or no mask, and no one would know who she is because no one really has seen her face before, especially when she goes on these dangerous missions. So really the only reason why she's letting herself be a member of Team Rainbow is if they swear, like everyone on Team Rainbow swears, that they won't allow her identity to be discovered. Pretty much her identity has to be protected at all costs. Now let's talk about some of the interactions between Nokk and some of the operators on Team Rainbow. Firstly, it was Grace Nam, or better known as Dokkaebi, that actually did the ability evaluation for Nokk when she got recruited into Team Rainbow. Now, the main reason why Dokkaebi was the one who did the ability evaluation and not someone like Mira or Pulse who usually do it, because Dokkaebi had a part when it came to coming up with and building Vigil's gadget, and Harry and the other members of Team Rainbow really thought that a gadget that was similar to Vigil's would work really well with Nook's personality and her specialties. So Dokkaebi kind of led the mission on kind of recreating what she did for Vigil and making it into a Nokk form with some modifications. So after some time, they developed the ER7, which scans surrounding devices and wipes the user's image from drones and cameras. But Dokkaebi wanted to go a little bit further. She wanted Nokk not only to be invisible to intel, but also be more silent as well. So she added an active noise suppression device that kind of works a little bit like Cavi's silent stuff. And she even says that in the bio. The device is named an HEL presence reduction, and it uses an anti-phase signal to create a destructive interference to mask out footsteps. Now, Dokkaebi goes on to say that the device that she made for Nokk kind of has some limitations though. So any fast movements like sprinting or changing your stance or switching your leans will create a louder sound because the ERC7 won't be able to suppress the louder sound waves that those kind of movements produce. Now, some other interactions that Nokk has with other members of Team Rainbow is she gets along with Caviera very well. They kind of have like the same ability almost, where, you know, they're very silent when they go, when they walk, when they activate their ability. So they kind of use this to their advantage. They play this game called Hunter. Basically, it's an adult version of hide and seek. Let me explain. So Caviera, being all sneaky that she is, runs and hides and tries not to be seen, while Nokk also is very sneaky the way she is. She tries to find Cavi, and it's basically an adult version of hide and seek. They're literally just playing hide and seek. But I guess they use their gadgets more often, so it would probably be a little harder to find them. But yeah, they play hide and seek. Lastly, I want to say that Nokk helped find Maverick when he was lost for 2 whole years in Afghanistan. But I don't want to tease any more about Maverick because honestly his bio is pretty interesting, so I'll probably do a video on him somewhat soon. So I don't want to say anything more about that whole thing because Maverick's whole bio pretty much revolves around him being lost. Kind of cool. Well, that's all I got for you. Let me know if you liked the video. Did you know that Nokk was like as secretive as she is? Or did you know that she had like that many training certifications under her belt? You can let me know by leaving a comment down below. Make sure to follow me on all my platforms, Insta, Twitch, and don't forget to join my Discord. The link for the Discord server will be down below. We have a bunch of people in here who play on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and almost every day you got at least a couple people getting together to hop in a couple matches of ranked and hopefully, you know, hit that plat. But yeah, description if you want to find the link for the Discord. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe with notifications if you're new. Now, with all that being said, Jeppy out.